When talking to someone who believes climate change is a hoax, it's important to approach the conversation with respect, understanding, and a focus on evidence-based reasoning. Here are a few points to consider in your response. Stay calm and listen. You can start by asking why they think it's a hoax. Acknowledge the uncertainty and then provide evidence. Some people often have different sources of information, and some skepticism is natural. Avoid polarization. Try not to make the conversation political or ideological. Climate change is a scientific issue, not a partisan one. Highlight economic and environmental benefits. You can emphasize that tackling climate change can have economic benefits like creating new jobs in clean energy, improving public health by reducing pollution, and preserving natural resources. And appeal to common values. Frame the conversation around shared concerns like protecting future generations, ensuring clean air and water, and promoting responsible stewardship of the planet. So how do we know climate change is no hoax? Well, to believe that it's a hoax would require believing that tens of thousands of scientists across rival countries, industries, and political systems are all coordinating a lie, with no credible whistleblowers and no alternative explanation that fits the data. But here's what the science actually shows. The greenhouse effect is basic physics. Certain gases like carbon dioxide and methane trap heat, and this has been understood since the 1800s. Humans are adding those gases, and fast. Burning fossil fuels releases carbon that was locked underground for millions of years. We can fingerprint this carbon chemically and trace it directly to coal, oil, and gas. That's not a model or prediction, that's just measurement. The temperature rise matches the emissions. CO2 levels are higher than at any point in at least 800,000 years. Global temperatures rise in lockstep with emissions. Natural causes like the sun or volcanoes don't explain the pattern. If this were natural, the warming would look different. And the predictions made decades ago were accurate. Climate models from the 70s and 80s accurately predicted today's temperatures. And every major scientific body agrees, from NASA to the National Academies of Science to the World Health Organization. Scientific consensus doesn't mean groupthink. It means the evidence survived repeated attempts to disprove it. But climate change denial isn't just about ignorance, it's about fear, distrust, and identity. The science is solid, the impacts are visible, and the biggest barriers now aren't knowledge gaps but emotional ones. If there's one thing worth remembering, it's this. You don't have to win the argument to move the needle. Calm explanations, human connection, and grounded facts do more than shouting ever will. And no matter where someone starts, understanding tends to grow once the noise fades. Thank you for watching.